So, we have McDavid versus McKinnon, and now we have Shesterkin against Vasilevsky. Some great duels coming up ahead in round 3. I'm looking forward to it. So, today we're going to be previewing the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning third round series, the Eastern Conference final, and it's sure to be a doozy. Okay, so the Lightning coming off of a break that has lasted over a week, and for the Rangers, they only get 1 day of rest. Will rest be a factor for Tampa Bay, or will the Rangers be able to continue their momentum? And I think if the Rangers win this, it's going to be called an upset, which is very interesting. So, let's go over my bracket. 0 for 4 in round 2. So don't trust what I say for my predictions. So obviously we did the Edmonton and Colorado series preview already, and for that one I said Edmonton in 7. Again, a little bit of a hot take. So yeah, I've had my share of hot takes that have not proven out to be very good. And honestly, the top seed has not done very well in the round 2, 3 lower seeds won. So tough for me here. I'm sure pretty tough for most of y'all's bracket as well. So the scheduling for these two series, obviously Carolina has been eliminated, so the Rangers are the team that is facing Tampa Bay, and that series starts on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, let's get into the preview here. So again, game 1 is Wednesday, June 1st at MSG at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So stay tuned for that. So the New York Rangers, 52-24-6 in the regular season, 110 points. They defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins in 7 games and the Hurricanes in 7 games. So they had their share of adversity, and they powered through it, which is a pretty nice story here. Their goal scoring, they scored 48 goals and allowed 42. Points leaders, Mika Zibanejad at 19 points. Pretty good run so far for him. Adam Fox of 18 points. Andrew Kopp with 12 points. Chris Kreider with 8 goals, 11 points. Artemi Panarin with 11 points. And we know Panarin's history with the Tampa Bay Lightning when he was with Columbus. So, interesting storyline there. Goaltending, Igor Shesterkin has definitely played to his potential in that second round. His goals against average decreased by almost 1. It was 3.67 after round 1. It is now 2.68. Save percentage up to 928. So very good numbers for Shesterkin in the second round. Backup is Georgiev. Power play for the Rangers, 32.5%. And they did very well against the Carolina Hurricanes, who had the first ranked penalty kill in the regular season. So props to the Rangers for doing well in the power play. Penalty killing at 80.5%. The season series actually went to the Rangers 3-0, and they outscored the Lightning 10-4, with Shesterkin just having a 1.3 goals against average and 956 save percentage in those 3 meetings. So it is definitely a storyline that the Rangers had Tampa's number in the regular season. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, 51, 23, and 8 in the regular season. Also 110 points, but the Rangers do get home ice advantage. Tampa Bay defeated the Maple Leafs in 7 games, and they swept the Florida Panthers. They scored 36 goals and allowed 27 against. The points leaders, Nikita Kucherov with 15 points, Victor Hedman 10 points, Ross Colton with 8 points, Andre Palat and Steven Stamkos with 8 points each. For goaltending, Vasilevsky, another goaltender that rebounded in the second round. Vasilevsky, I believe, had a goals against average above 3 before round 2 started. Now it's at a 2.22, and that seems like numbers that Vasilevsky would have. 222 goals against average, 932 save percentage. Tampa's power play has struggled without Braden Point in the lineup, but it's still in a respectable 22.9%, penalty killing at 87.8%, which is pretty good. That's going to be needing to continue to be as good as it has to stop the Rangers' power play. So, obviously, the Rangers have had their share of adversity with 7-game series in both round 1 and round 2. Now, the Rangers have had, in my opinion, a bit of a stroke of luck when it comes to facing against goaltenders. In the Penguins series, they faced Casey DeSmith and Louis Domingue, second and third string goaltenders. They faced Tristan Jarry in Game 7, but he was on a broken foot. In round 2 against the Carolina Hurricanes, for the most part, they faced Antti Raanta, the backup, because Freddie Anderson was out with a lower body injury. And at times, they were facing the third string goaltender, Pyotr Kochetkov, which is definitely some kind of luck for the Rangers. This time, they'll have to face Vasilevsky, which is a new challenge, but a challenge they have been able to overcome in the regular season. Now, that said, I do think that Tampa has found another gear in these playoffs compared to their regular season, which hasn't been as dominant, but Tampa doesn't really have the most dominant regular seasons in their previous 2 cup runs. Hasn't really been the case, but Tampa really does turn it up in the playoffs. The Lightning have had a very impressive showing in the second round, sweeping the President's Trophy winning Florida Panthers. Florida's high-flying offense just scoring 3 goals in 4 games. So props to Victor Hedman and Ryan McDonough and the Tampa Bay defense. A lot of block shots as well. We saw some of these players laying it all on the line. Steven Stamkos blocking shots left and right. And the defense like Eric Chernak and also Sergachev doing a lot of shot blocking, which is good to see. Offensive wise, obviously Zibanejad has been excellent for the Rangers with clutch goals, as well as Adam Fox with great playmaking, Chris Kreider some goal scoring, Andrew Kopp giving them big goals when they need it. For Tampa, obviously, of Kucherov with Stamkos, and pretty good depth as well. Braden Point continues to be out, but Tampa proved that even with Braden Point out, they're still a very fantastic team. And the biggest story here is going to be, obviously, Shesterkin against Vasilevsky. Now we know Shesterkin's going to win the Vezina. He's had some shaky moments in the playoffs, but a much better second round. And for Vasilevsky, much of the same thing, but to a smaller extent. In round 1 against Toronto, he had his struggles. He didn't look like the world beater that we've been accustomed to seeing in past years. He looked a little bit more down to earth in round 1, but in round 2, he looked like the Vasilevsky we all know and love. Now, the Lightning, they have solid offense, defense, and goaltending. But what we've seen from the Rangers is that they're a pretty inconsistent team. They rely heavily on Igor Shesterkin to play well night in and night out. When he doesn't play the greatest game, you rarely see the Rangers win a game. So, Shesterkin needs to be able to be playing as well as he has in round 2, but probably even better to outplay Vasilevsky and outplay the Tampa offense, who have been dangerous. Now, I do believe the Rangers were outplayed massively at times against the Penguins and the Hurricanes, but because of their special teams, they were able to survive and win those Game 7s when they needed to. For Tampa Bay, they've looked like they were in the driver's seat. Well, of course, Toronto gave them problems, but against Florida, he did fantastic. I don't think the Rangers are better than the Maple Leafs in terms of for an opponent for Tampa Bay. And I think Tampa Bay does take the series in 5 games. I think Shesterkin will need to play as well as he needs to, probably even better to beat Tampa. And not sure if that's possible. Tampa is very balanced, and we don't see any glaring weaknesses. For the Rangers, it's just sloppy play at times, lackluster defense at times. We'll see if their special teams and Igor Shesterkin can carry them. But the Rangers are up against it, and I think we all know that. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for them, but we'll see what happens. I know everyone's going to predict Colorado and Tampa Bay in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I don't blame you for that. But let's see how it all plays out. Anything can happen in the playoffs. I've been wrong before with my predictions, as we've seen. I could be easily wrong again. So let's see if the Rangers prove me wrong. So let me know who you think is going to win this series in the comment section below. And tell me if you've been enjoying the playoffs so far. And tell me your predictions. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. Okay, so round 3 starts tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this, or maybe round 3's already begun when you're watching this. But enjoy the hockey coming up. It's going to be very exciting. And we'll see you later. Take care, everyone.